Hi, everyone. It's Chris Hamilton here with Sales Tip a Day, www.salestipaday.com. And I have got Kyle Lumsden from Clearview Plumbing and Heating here with me today. We're going to go through a presentation, which is one of the easiest ways to generate sales leads and also realtor listings. And this is specific. This is actually specific for Clearview, or sorry, for CIR Realty. It was an invite that we put out because of Kyle's association with the Best My Nest program. And with that said, I'm going to pass it off to Kyle for a quick intro from him, and we'll jump into the presentation in a sec here.
Good morning. Thanks for attending this presentation. I think you guys will see some very, very exciting and interesting ways to get new leads and new clients. I'm very excited to present this to you guys, and I look forward to any questions or feedback as far as the webinar was.
Thanks, Kyle. And what's the best way that people can get a hold of you, Kyle?
You can reach me at my office. My office number is 403-266-8465. That's my direct line. That's 403-266-8465. Or you can reach the main office at 403-216-8439. Also, my email address is kyle@justcallclearview.ca.
Thanks, Kyle. And I, by the way, I've known Kyle for quite a long time. Great guy. And I know as a realtor, when you're going into negotiations on homes and such, that oftentimes the plumbing and heating can come up. In fact, I actually had that recently when I sold a house, and Kyle's team was able to come over and help me out significantly with a lot of that. So I would highly recommend, if you need any of that kind of information or help, reach out to Kyle. So with that said, I'm going to get into this presentation. First things first, if you have a question, you can text me at 403-630-1243, or just ask a question down below. I've got my cell phone going, and I can take a look at any of the questions that you may have as we go through this. So the agenda today, this will be approximately about 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. I'm going to try to get it all in less than half an hour for you guys. Apparently there's a CIR picnic going on today, so I have no idea what time that starts, but I'm sure that impacted the amount of people that were actually on the presentation today or coming up to the presentation. But we will also send out a replay of this afterwards so you guys can take a look at it. So my agenda today, I'm going to show you kind of the easiest way to get sales leads or / new listings. I'm going to show you where you can get 15 times more opportunities walking in the door. I'm also going to show you a process that will get other people to give you referrals or listings or sales leads walking in the door for you. And if you were to incorporate this into your everyday process that you use for finding business, then you will see that it has a tremendous impact on your business. So I'm going to start out with a bit of a stat here. This is certain things that I have found online and through different sources. And one of the things that I found very interesting was 73% of people would use the same realtor again, yet only 25% do, which means that as a realtor, you're potentially missing out on almost 50% of sales that you could be going after. And my thought behind this, there's a couple of things. Is one, you don't have a formalized process to be reaching out to these people on a consistent basis. And then the other thought is also some of the stuff that I'm going to go into today that you'll find out more about. So that's food for thoughts. But I'm going to teach you a secret to generating more sales leads if you're a business, and also generate more home listings if you're a realtor. And one of the things you have to take a look at is there is a trigger point when someone is getting set to sell a house. And that trigger point, there's a few things that happen kind of 6 months prior to a move, and then something that happens 6 months after a move that produces more purchases for a homeowner than any other time in the, when they're owning that home. And it's typically, obviously it's going to be when they're selling their house. And as an example, this information it comes from a pamphlet that Canada Post put together called Mover Behavior, and in Canada. And for example, 0 to 6 minutes or 6 months before someone moving, there's, renovations, there's about 29% of renovations happen during that point in time. So obviously what happens is someone's trying to fix up their house so that they can get more money out of the purchase on that one. Same thing after the fact, 44%. But what you do is you start seeing these triggers. So for example, a furnace, about 31% of purchases for homeowners happens 6 months, up to 6 months before a move, and 50% after a move. So you just see some of these little triggers that are going on as it relates to moving. The other thing too is not only is there certain triggers, it puts a flurry of spend into place for people as well. And this comes from the National Association of Home Builders. So this talks about what happens typically within that 12-month period, 6 months before, 6 months after a move, and how it relates to the average spend of a household or a house owner. One of the things I'm going to highlight here is, you can see there's a massive amount, but for example, like window coverings, people are spending almost 2,400% more on window coverings than any other time when they own that house. So once again, all I'm showing here is there's certain specific triggers that are happening when someone's getting set to sell a house. So this 1 year period is a golden opportunity for anyone who supplies services or products to homeowners. So obviously, that include realtors, a whole bunch of different services and products that I'll talk to in a couple of minutes here. So if household items purchases happen the most in 6 months before and 6 months after a move, then this trigger event can drive a lot of sales for different service providers and product providers. And also, it can also trigger the ability to get your services as a realtor in the door with specific homeowners. So my thought on this is, why not take advantage of this and look at some form of a referral network that you can start? And with that in mind, I just want to highlight some of the aspects of referrals. So 91% of customers will actually give you a referral, yet only 11% of salespeople or slash realtors would actually ask for any kind of a referral. 65% of all new business comes from referrals. Those two stats actually come from the Word of Mouth Marketing Association. You're 400% more likely to buy from a friend or someone that's referred you as well. 54% of people miss out on referrals due to a lack of a formalized system. Now, here's something that's interesting. Typically, a deal will close at 25 to 30%. Referrals close at closer to 50%. You can read a lot of this stuff. I'm not going to necessarily go through all of this, but long story short is referrals can help create one of the most cost-effective solutions for realtors, for people that supply services for homeowners. Now, as I look at this, is based on the statistics, if 65% of all new business comes from a referral, and referrals close at double the rate and spend more money, why don't you have a referral network? So I'm going to assume that anyone who's watching this, hopefully you've got some form of a referral system, but if you don't, your takeaway from this is to start looking at a referral system, and I'll show you how to put a referral system in place that works. So one of the things that you need to look at is, one of the things that I look at is, if 11% of salespeople, realtors, business owners have some form of a referral system that generates 65% of the business, what that breaks out to is basically you get 6 sales for every 1 salesperson, versus the other side, which is 89% of people don't ask for a referral, yet are accountable for 35% of sales. That's 0.4% of sales for every salesperson when you look at those opportunity to opportunity basis. When you look at this, that number is, with the referral system in place, typically 15 times more sales opportunities walking in the door. Not only that, they're better qualified. They're with people that will close more often and spend more money. Another way to look at this is that people with a referral system in place have 93% more sales opportunities coming into their pipeline. So if you don't have a referral system, hopefully this is hitting home to you. The idea behind this is that referrals work, and they work extremely well. So with that said, I'm going to walk through a simple process that you can use to generate a referral network. And the preface on this is that you should be running or managing a referral network, and you'll see why in a couple of minutes. But if you manage and control that process, then it's a golden opportunity for you. So there's kind of 8 steps in this process. So first of all is finding the team members. Second one is determining the goals. Third is engaging with clients. The fourth is passing referrals. Fifth is tracking referrals. Sixth is, and this is optional, you can have monthly meetings, but you should have some mechanism in place so that you're keeping in touch with people. Number 7 is showcasing the referrals to show that they work. And last but not least is if members aren't hitting the mark or not carrying their weight, then you need to look at replacing those members and what kind of mechanism in place that you should be looking at that. So first of all, finding team members. There's so many different people and products that are services and products that are sold to homeowners. And this is just a little list that I put together. I'm not going to go through all this because you can read, obviously, but what you really need to do is sit down and think about who provides services for homeowners. And that doesn't have to be a product. It could be a service itself. And what you need to do is take a look at who do I know? Is there people I know in these industries that that I can rely on? So that kind of starts to bring you into this part, which is, do you have current contractors that you use? Go out and reach out to them and start talking about creating a referral network. You could look at other members that if you pull them together and say, do you know anyone that plays into this place or anything like that? One of the other areas you can look at if you don't know anyone is go on to Google listings and look for the suppliers or the products or the people or the companies that have some of the highest ratings with the most ratings, and take a look at their reviews and see what it is. Those are the kind of people that you want to get on. You don't want people on that are unknown. And because think about it this way, if you're referring someone, your reputation's on that referral as well. If you're referring people that don't work well or can't provide the service the way they said they would, it reflects poorly on you. One of the other things you can do, you can go look at other contractor sites, Better Business Bureau, Home Stars, or different places that you can look for different contractors. So now that's kind of the first step, is trying to find those people that that you can go after. Now you need to start looking at setting up goals and rules to put in place when it comes to your referral network. So you need to understand what is considered a referral. So if one of the members goes, yeah, well, I was at a house and I think they need this or I think they need that, that's not a referral, right? If they can't give you a name or a phone number or an actual purpose or an idea of what's going on, to me, that's not a referral. The other thing you need to take a look at is, how are you going to get these referrals? How are you going to track these referrals? How are they going to be put on to other or given to other members? One of the other things you need to look at is what is a monthly minimum amount. So, and what I say with that is, a realtor, for example, may have 1 or 2 or 3 people that they may be working with on a monthly basis. Hopefully more. That'd be awesome. But realistically, you can supply only a small number of referrals. Flip side, let's take a look at like someone like Kyle's company here, Clearview. They do a significant amount of service calls on a monthly basis. So chances are they have more opportunity to engage and interface with people. So they may have more of an opportunity to be able to pass that along. Ideally, what you're looking at is you don't want someone who's just going to come into your referral network and just take referrals and not give any referrals. That just doesn't work. The other thing you need to take a look at is how are you going to promote each other to your client base? So part of that is, you got to set up the rules for your group. Contribution, who can join, what are the minimum requirements? So you need to start thinking about that sort of stuff. Now, you've created the team, you've put the rules in place. Now you got to start looking at how do I engage with clients? So, you got to take a look at as a referral partner network, how are you going to engage with your clients? How do you find out if someone's going to be moving? Because that, as a realtor, that's one of the things that you need to be taking a look at as well. And how are members going to promote your services to different people that they're calling on as well? So one of the things that can work very well is, as a team, you pull together brochures or a leave behind that you could give to people, and that way they have an understanding of what you're trying to accomplish or what people you work with or who you can refer. Because oftentimes what happens is, for example, if someone's is getting set to move, they're going to, you have one of Kyle's guys coming into your house, and they say, I got to get my furnaces cleaned up because we're getting set to move the house. I want to be able to make sure that it passes inspection, everything like that. Well, that person can say, oh, hey, by the way, I work with a group of individuals that, you know, we provide different products and services specifically geared around, people that are getting set to move. And, here's a brochure, take a look through it. And if you need anything, please, feel free to reach out to these different companies or reach out to us and we'll help you with that sort of stuff. So brochures or leave behinds are always great to have. So here's the other side to this is the passing referrals. So this takes a bit of coaching for companies to be able to, first of all, understand what is a referral, but also once you get a referral, what do you do? How do you know that members are going to follow up with this stuff? Because the worst thing that can happen is you get a referral, you pass it off to someone, and it falls through the cracks. So I think people have to be held accountable to make sure that these referrals are being followed up on. One of the things that I love is Google has on their Google Docs, they have the ability to create forms through what they call Google Forms, and it's free to set up, and it's pretty easy. You can create a quick little form online where you can put client information in. You can say, who's this lead for? Really, why is it that you've determined that this is a lead? And basically, when someone submits it, it goes to you so that you can route that through to other people. So once again, when I go back to what I was saying originally, which is someone has to manage this process, you as a realtor, you can be managing this process and you start to see where the leads are coming in through and everything like that. So someone's got to manage the process. So how are we going to track these referrals once you get them in the door? So as I say, use a form. Look at the Google Doc that I just showed that I put up here. If you want, you can start putting this into a client relationship management system and tracking that information. You got to see, who's the referral from, who's a referral to, what date was it, any contact information, background information. Obviously, you should put something in there. But then once it's passed over, someone has to be able to talk about, here's the date that I contacted them, here's the results that I've seen. Start looking at, is there possible other referrals or any other information that you have to have. So basically track these referrals and make sure that they're being followed up on and put forward in the right way. Now, as I said before, this is optional on a monthly meeting, but this is a way to keep in contact with people. So my suggestion would be if you have something of, say, less than 20 people in your referral network, get together on a monthly basis for like a lunch or a breakfast or something like that. This allows you to stay in contact with the other team members, also allows you to network. And at that point in time, you can also showcase the results and start showing what people, how these are working for one another in that referral network. So this brings in the case of showcasing results. And one of the highlights here, I want to make sure you got to be able to show that your referral network or what you're doing is working and that people are actually generating, opportunities out of your referral network. So you need to be able to, one, hold people accountable, but also show people that it is working. And last but not least, as I say, is replacing members. So not all members are going to show up with referrals. A lot of, the unfortunate part about being in sales is people want the easy leads, but they're not willing to put the opportunity or time in to do it. So part of it is you're going to have to put ground rules in place. That the expectation is that you're passing X amount of referrals or sales opportunities a month to different members. And if you're not doing that, you're going to give notice, and then eventually you're going to be asked to leave the group. You also have to think about how you're going to replace these members. How's the consensus going to be in the group as to who you replace, who's going to be taking that spot with those people. So one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about too is if you're building up a network of individuals, then another thing that you could do is take a look at email marketing. So one of the things I know Best My Nest does this with a whole bunch of different with a whole bunch of different suppliers, but there's no reason why you personally as a realtor can't create a email marketing system with your referral members and create special offers for your clients or your prospects that you're working with on a regular basis. And I would look at using or leveraging an email marketing system, you can use something like Aweber or MailChimp. There's Constant Contact, Active Campaign. There's a whole bunch of different ones. And then, one of the webinars that we're going to do in the future is actually leveraging email marketing. And I'll show you how to set up an email marketing system relatively quickly and get information going out the door. So a newsletter can provide value. So basically, it continually keeps you in contact with your clients. It allows for additional sales for members. And, at some point in time, you can build this thing up large enough that you can get ad revenue for, non-members, even for members and such, on specific things. If you're going to manage that process, there is a way for you to make money off of it. Your list is worth money. So let me give you an example. 10,000 member list with a 6% uptake on $250 product. At 12 emails a year, that's about almost $1 million in profit a year just coming off your list for your different members. So depending on the industry, people will pay you access to get into your list as well. So this is just for you guys. I know you cannot take, as a realtor, you're not allowed to take, or you're not supposed to take commissions, or you're not supposed to take any kind of referral or dollars for anything like that. But this is a way that you can help monetize something and create something bigger for yourself as well. Last but not least, I'm going to talk about the golden rules for referrals. First one is give referrals. To get referrals, you have to give referrals. The other thing you need to look at is you need to let everyone know what you do. So as a realtor, I'm going to use someone like Greg Dudar, who works in your office. He's a buddy of mine. I went to high school with him. Greg is he's a contractor. He understands how renovations have an impact on a home, right? If he lets people know that he can do this sort of stuff or understands that sort of stuff, then obviously he can create value. And if I'm listening to someone saying, hey, I want to sell my house, but I know I need to renovate my kitchen, then, a person like myself could go, oh, by the way, yeah, you should talk to Greg Dudar, because the fact is he understands this process and everything like that. So let people know what you do and what's specific and what's special about for you. And that obviously comes in number 3 was, let people know what you're looking out for, or what are trigger words that are going to get you, that you want to take a look at, or they want to look at, so that they can introduce you into that stuff. Key on this one is, if someone gives you a referral, make sure you follow up with that person and tell them what's going on. And last but not least, get referrals from your referrals. If you're referring somebody, or you've got someone referred into you, then do a good job and then ask for referrals. That's how you create this perpetual referral machine. So I said we try to get this done in 20 minutes, which basically we're about 25 minutes in. Did we achieve the goals? Did you learn the easiest way to get sales leads? I think it's one of the easiest ways, using referrals. Did I show you where you can get 15 times more sales leads? Absolutely. Leveraging that referral network and creating a steady stream of opportunities for you, up to 15 times greater, is what we accomplished there. And last but not least is, did we show you how to get other people to give you referrals or give you leads? Yeah, absolutely. That's through that referral network. So anyways, once again, to contact Clearview, you could go to 403-216-8439, or go to clearviewplumbing.ca. Is that the right?
Or my email is kyle@justcallclearview.ca.
Excellent. Thank you very much for attending. Stay tuned. We're going to try to do these on a monthly basis and help you guys out with different marketing tactics and ways to generate more home listings for you. Last but not least, I just want to talk to you that, I threw out a lot of stats in this presentation today, and there is, here's where I found all these statistics. So you can see where that information came from, so you don't think I'm just pulling them out of a hat and whipping them up on a presentation. So anyways, thank you very much for showing up. It doesn't look like we have any questions in the question box, and I didn't get any texts. So if you do, after the fact, feel free to reach out to me, chris@salestipaday.com. And please, by all means, if you have a plumbing or HVAC need, reach out to Kyle at Clearview Plumbing, and they will help you out. Thanks a lot. Have yourself a good day.